Hey guys, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I will be solving a classic Sudoku created by Jovial. And this Sudoku has been taken from the CTC Discord server and you can solve it from the link given in the description of the video. So please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. The rules are simple, standard classic rules apply. Each row, each column and 3 by 3 box in the grid will have digits from 1 to 9, no repetitions at all. So having said that, I'll start this classic Sudoku now. Okay, 8 in rows 2 and 3, so that gives me an 8 in one of these two cells. And there is an 8 in row 4, 8 in column 9, so 8 goes in one of these two cells. Okay, 8 in column 4 has only two cells left. It can only go here. Box 7, 8 has got three options. And in box 9 there are only two cells, so let me mark that. I don't want to mark options or mark if the options are more than two. So I think we are done with the 8s. We can get to a different digit, and by the way this is a live solve, so 9 is in row 4 and row 5, and 9 is also in column 4, so 9 goes in one of these two cells. 9 is in row 1, 9 is in column 3, so 9 goes in one of these two cells. And 9 in box 2 has only two options, it goes in one of these two cells. So we are not really getting any pointing pairs here, right? Pointing pairs means pencil marks like these, in two adjacent cells. So we're getting a lot of diagonally adjacent corners. For example, you can see lots of diagonally adjacent corners here. Okay, and 9 in column 9 has only two options and it goes in these two cells. Now let me quickly scan the grid to see if there is any other box which has only two options for 9. Only this box, but it has three options for 9, just like for the 8. 8, 9 would be going in these three cells. Okay, it may be useful to mark, but let us just remember that. Now let's go to a different digit. 7s, maybe 7 is in row 3, 7 is in column 9, so 7 goes in these two cells. And okay, there are many places for the 7 in other boxes. Because there are only two given 7s, we won't be able to do much with the 7s here. Okay, time to move on to a different digit now. Okay, let's look at the 4s. 4 is in column 4, column 3, and 4 is in row 6. So 4 goes in one of these two cells. In box 2 there are three options for the 4, and in box 3 there are only two options, either this cell or this cell. It can't go in column 7, it cannot go in row 1. And this box has many options for the 4. In this box we are utterly clueless. Any of these cells literally can take a 4, and this box also has several options. Okay, so let's see if there are some other digits which we can corner pencil mark. Okay, 5s maybe. 5 is in column 1 and 5 is in row 4, so the 5 goes in one of these two cells. And 5 in box 2, okay, has 4 options. 5 in box 3 has 3 options. Okay, again box 9 has 3 options for the 5. Box 7 has 3 options for the 5. Okay, I'll leave the 5s here for now. Let's look at a different digit. 1s. 1 is in column 8 and 9, so 1 goes in these two cells. And just scanning the grid, 1 is in row 2 and 1 is in column 2, so 1 goes in these two cells. And there are lots of options for the 1 in box 7. Box 8 again is not of any help now. And that's it, I think. For the 1s, I don't think we can do much here. So we'll look at the 3s. Okay, 3 has many options here, and 3 has again 3 options here. Okay, 3s, I can quickly tell that the 3s are not useful. There are only 3 given 3s, and the rest of the boxes you can't usefully mark a 3. So you can see that so far we have not even placed a single digit. So I think we might need to start doing these center candidates very fast. And by center candidates, I mean writing all possible values inside a cell. Okay, but before that, let me just see once more. I'm missing something. Oh, 6. Oh, I missed a very, very direct digit. 6 in row 7. There is only one option, right? 6 can only go here. There is no other cell left. And now let's look at the 6. Now that you've got the start. So 6 has 3 options here. And just like the 5 in here, 6 has 3 options. 5 goes in these 3 cells. And 6 also goes in these 3 cells. That's kind of suspicious because in the symmetrically opposite box, and by a symmetrically opposite box, when you rotate the grid 180 degrees, the one which you get is the symmetrically opposite box. So for example, if you take this box and if you rotate this by 180 degrees, that box will exactly come here. So this is the symmetrically opposite box to that one. So if you look at this box, we also saw that 8 9 must be in these 3 cells, and similar to that 5 6 must be in these 3 cells. That seems suspicious to me. Maybe we can just see if there is any logic hidden in that area later on, but for now let's continue. Let's keep looking at the sixers. Okay, just this 1 6 we got a solo 6. Okay, I'm certain now that there are no more 6 that we can place. Is there any other digit that I'm missing? Okay, now the 3s have become interesting because we had 3 options earlier for the 3. Now it is reduced to 2. So 3 goes in one of these 2 cells, and that means 3 goes in one of these 2 cells. Okay. Okay. So I think it's time we start writing the center candidates. We'll start with row 7. We have 6, 8, 9 and 2 and 7. So the remaining digits are 1, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a 4, 5. This would be a 1, 5. This would be a 1, 3 and this would be a 3, 4, 5. So where do we start writing next? Maybe column 7, because I'm seeing these 2 cells. Those have only very limited options. I'm able to see already 6 digits at least getting eliminated. So these 2 cells cannot be a 189, a 456. So they can only be 237. And of course 7 can be eliminated from here. And a 3 can be eliminated from here. So that becomes 27. And now let's look at these 2 cells, because you have 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. The grid is kind of playing symmetrically, guys. So even these 2 cells have straight away eliminated 6 digits. So which means they can only be 1, 2 and 9 by classic. And this cannot be a 1 and this cannot be a 9. So that's a 1 and 2. So I'm certain that this must also play the same way, right? So look at this guy. This is really nice. So we got only 3 possible values that can get into these 2 cells, and similarly we got only 3 possible values that can go into these 2 cells, and we are again getting an area where only 3 possible digits can go. So nice. And this cell 3, 4, 8, 9 and 2 and 6. So this must be 1, 5, 7. It cannot be a 5. That's a 1 and a 7. Now let's see if there is something interesting. Okay, look at these 2 cells again. 2, 3, 5, 1, 8, 9. So we need 4, 6 and 7 into these cells. And of course you can't have a 4 there. So that's a 6 and 7, and that becomes a 4, 6 and 7. and this cell cannot be 1, 3, 8, 9 and 5 or a 6. So this can only be a 2, 4 or a 7, right? Okay, I spotted a powerful technique, guys. That's really nice. So in a lot of our recent videos, we have had many of this technique, many times this technique appearing in a lot of our recent videos. So I'm not surprised to see this technique again making an appearance. Look at these, and I never get tired of seeing this technique or explaining it. It's always beautiful to look at this technique. So viewers who are watching the videos regularly would instantly realize what this pattern is. It's nothing but a Y wing pattern or an XY wing pattern. So basically you identify three cells which have some combination of uh, two possible digits out of three candidates. The three candidates here are 1, 2 and 3, right? In all these three cells you will notice that only the digits 1, 2 and 3 are present, and each of these cells has a bi-value candidate and with some combination of those three candidates. When you identify such a pattern, you have to next look out for the hinge cell. This cell is the hinge cell. And what is a hinge cell? It's nothing but which sees both of the other cells. For example, you cannot call this as a hinge cell because this has no impact on this cell. And similarly, this is not a hinge cell because this has no impact on this cell. So this is a hinge cell, and automatically the other two cells become the wing cells. uh, so these green cells are the wing cells. So this is how Y-wing pattern works. When you identify such a pattern, you can always eliminate the digit which is common between the wing cells. So you have a 1 here, you have a 1 here, so which means 1 is the common digit. And where can you eliminate the 1 from? From the cell which is seeing both of these two cells, right? So row 3 column 3 and row 7 column 7 is seen by this cell. It has an impact on this cell and this cell. So this cannot be a 1. And that is how a Y-wing works. So you can quickly see what happens if this is a 1. That becomes a 2. That becomes 3. And you can't have any cell here. So all the possibilities are eliminated, right? So which means that you can't have a 1 here. So that is a 5. That becomes 4. And now this is a 3. That becomes a 1. Okay, I'll remove the corners, a little bit of cleaning up. 1, 4, 6, 5 and 9. So we need 2, 3, 7, 8 in this column. And look at this cell, it cannot be 2, 3 and 7. So this would have to be an 8. And that pushes the 8 into this cell. This can't be an 8 anymore, so that's an 8. And now 8 in box 5 can be placed. 8 goes here. I don't know why, but I'm kind of getting a deja vu on this Sudoku that I've solved a similar kind of Sudoku somewhere. I'm not sure why. So you have a 2, 3, 7 here for the column. And let me remove these colors. And look at this box, 1, 6, 8 and 2, 3, 7. So we need 4, 5, 9 in these three cells. So this is not a 5. That is not a 9. And what is this stray pencil mark 8 doing here? Is eliminated. 2, 4, 5, 3 and 6. So we need 1, 7, 8, 9. You can't have 8 in row 8. So that is a 1, 7 and a 9. And you have 1 here. So that's a 7, 8, 9. So there is a 4. You can eliminate the 4 from here. So that's a 2, 7. Okay, 3 is not in row 4. So 3 goes in one of these two cells. 3, 5, 9 and 1, 4, 8. So these two cells must be 2, 6, 7. And 7 cannot be here. That's a 2 and a 6. Ah, that's nice. That is really nice. So I have a triplet in row 4. And which means I have a locked set containing 2, 6 and 7. And what is this 4 doing here? I'll remove the 4 from here. Oh, now you can notice that because before we go deeper into the triplet, look where the 4 goes in. this box. There's only one cell. 4 has to go here. And now coming back to the triplet, look at these three cells. They can't be 3, 5, 8, and they cannot be 2, 6 and 7. So we'll have 1, 4 and 9 there. 9 cannot be here because it's already here. And now look where the 5 goes in box 4, 5 has to go here. And we can finish off column 3 now. 4, 8, 9 and 3 and 5. So we need 1, 2, 6 and 7. This is not a 1. So that's a 2, 6, 7. And that is also 2, 6 and 7 because of the 1 here. Kind of a little bit clueless here. Okay, so we know that the 6 is in one of these two cells for row 4, and which means these two cells don't take a 6, and this cell in particular cannot be 5, 6, 9, 1, 4, 8 or a 7, so that is 2 or 3. Okay, so if you notice closely, you'll see that we again have a Y-wing in the Sudoku. These three cells are forming a Y-wing, right? This is the hinge cell and these two are the wing cells, but unfortunately you do not have any cell which is seeing both of these cells, right? And so you can't make an elimination in this case. Column 2, what does this cell contain? It cannot be 1, 4, 5, 6, 3 or 9, so this would have to be a 2, 7, 8. And 2 is removed from here using classic. You have a 2 here. And look at this cell, that is a naked single. You can't have 1, you can't have 2, 3, 8, 9, you cannot have 5, 6 and 7. And that has eliminated 4 digits in totality. So this would have to be a 4. That gives a 4 in here. One of these two cells takes a 4. And that 4 gives me a 5 here. Which means this would be a 4, 9 pair. And let's just finish off last 3 columns. 1, 4, 8, 9, 2, 3, 5. So that's a 6, 7. And 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. So these must be 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, that's a 2, 5, 6. What am I doing? It's a 2, 5, 6. And that must be 2, 3, 5 and 6. Okay. Okay, the Sudoku hasn't become easy yet. The solve is still gripping, you can say. I thought that after the wiving it would be falling really fast, but it's actually still holding up really good. So look at row 6, we have 5, 9, we have 1, 4, 8. So remaining digits are 2, 3, 6 and 7. You have 6 and 7 here. So these must be a 2, 3 on a pencil mark. 2, 3, 8 and 1, 4, 9. So these two cells must be 5, 6, 7. This can't be 5 or 6. Okay, a hidden single again. You have 1, 4, 8, 9. You have 5, 6. So this must be 2, 3, 7. But in row 6, you can only have the 2, 3 here. So that becomes a 7. And that gives a 7 here. That's not 7. That's a 5, 6. And that's not 7. So we get a 2, 3 pair now. Superb. So this cell is not 2, not 7. So that's a 6. That becomes 7. That becomes 2. And this row can be completed. That's 6. That's 7. Column can be completed. That's a 6. And what do we do now? So 2 gives a 9 here. And which means this one cannot be 2. Okay. So that is a 7 or 8. And that is also a 7 or 8 for the column. And okay, 2, 3 pair in column 7. So that becomes a 7. That's not 6. This is 2, 3, 5. Okay, row 5 can be completed now. So that's a 5. And we need 2, 3, 6 in row 6 to finish it. And 6 can be placed in row 6. So this becomes a 2, 3 pair. Okay, let's look at column 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. We need 1, 6, 8 and 9. And look at this cell. It cannot be 9, cannot be 1 or 8. So this is a 6. A naked single again. and that's not a 7. This would be 1 8 for the column, and this would be 1 8 and 9. Okay, look at this cell, guys. This can take only 2, it can't be 6 or 7. So that's a 2, that is 1, that is 8, that is 7, that becomes 8 now, and that would be 1 9 for the column, that can be filled now, so that is a 7, and 2 3 you have here, so that is a 5, that becomes a 2 3 pair. And for row 3 you need you'll place the 2 3 here, and that pushes the 9 here, and that gives a 4 here. Row 2 is completed, and these 3 cells can be filled now, right? You have 4, so that becomes 1, that's a 9, that's a 4, 4 5 6 8 7 9, so we need 1 2 3, that's a 1 3, that's a 1 2, that would be 1 2 3, and 1 4 6 8 9. Okay, look where the 5 goes in column 4, 5 would have to go here. And now the 7 in column 4 can be placed, 7 goes here, so this becomes a 2 or a 3 for the column, and because of the 2 here we get the 3 3 2, that 3 gives a 1 a 2, and that's a 9, that's a 1, that's a 4, that's a 9, that is a 4, and 7 8 9 4 5 6, so that's a 3, so you have a 3 here, that becomes 2, that becomes 3, a 2 3 2 and 1. And we completed about 15 to 20 digits at the end, just like that. A really enjoyable Sudoku, I would say, very fun to solve, and it revolved around finding the Y-wing at the start of the grid, and it was a really interesting Sudoku. I was happy making a video on this as usual for you guys. Do leave a comment under the video, please like the video, otherwise YouTube doesn't recommend this video much, so please show us your love, like and comment under the video. And thanks for watching. We'll be soon with a video again. Bye bye.